Good. Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No need to adjust your TV set. It's the one, the only. Ptah Shakur coming to you live from my personal television program, Ptah Shakur Speaks, which you can see me every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. here at this wonderful WRCT TV studios. This particular show is being broadcasted to the WRC TV listeners and viewers in this local area, as well as it's streaming live on my Facebook page and shared concurrently through other Facebook pages as well. And then later on this tonight, it will be downloaded on the YouTube page. So welcome. Give everybody a chance to kind of get in, get your popcorn. We're starting kind of fast, starting kind of hard. This is the inaugural recording show for this Ptah Shakur platform. This is an hour-long show. We are going to add in the call-in feature very, very shortly. But first, as you can see on the heading right there, the split has begun, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There is a massive split that is taking place between the third D and the fifth dimension. Everyone you know is affected by it. You may be married to them. It may be your roommate, maybe your sister, your brother, maybe the one that you love. We also got to make sure that these people, they think different than us. And some people have different values, different perspectives. However, all of that is to be understood as we're going through these cosmic, universal changes taking place right now. I recommend anyone who's listening, this actually can hear this over Facebook. If you have any questions or comment, please write them in down there on the line. This particular instructionary episode is not going to really based on too many conversations thing. As you may know, I'm also the interim host of the Hour of Power, that's coming up this upcoming Wednesday. That's more community driven, and we're going to have some wonderful guests coming on to that. However, for this particular program, I'm going to read a disclaimer. Warning: the information you may hear, it may excite you, it may depress you, it may trigger you. However, the information that's coming across is based off of scientific fact. I'm coming with that attribute. Information that is shared as far as new technologies and new things that scientists are finding out. Peer-reviewed science. I'll be going into some of that, going into some laws and principles. However, this particular show is designed to bring education, knowledge about current events, which we'll really be delving into today, nutritional tips, meditation, self-improvement. So if you're a person out there and you're looking to change your life around because of this cosmic energy has hit you in such a way where you're looking to alter your lifestyle, become a better individual out of this particular situation, if you want to learn how to meditate, if you want to know how business networking, ancient history. We got to understand that some of the things that we're experiencing is coming full circle. This is a cycle that we're living in. We're living in the most powerful time that has been recorded. We're actually living in a time where it shares about the Christ consciousness. This is the time we're living in. The return of the Mahdi. Also, the Mayans actually alluded to this with the 2012, talking about this new day that is coming in. I'm going to kind of give a little format for today's expression, shall I say, is going into some of the things you may experience through this cataclysmic energy change. And I know you all feel it. If you don't feel it, turn on your news. You can definitely see that the Earth is experiencing it. This is something that is taking place across all planets. It's not just climate change in this particular planet. It's really taking place on other planets in our solar system, as well as the sun. This is something that was really kind of spoke about. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. But I'm going to do a little intro about myself. I'm Ptah Shakur. I'm a catalyst for change, Reiki teacher, entrepreneur, spiritual teacher, channel, guide. I am a rebel, here to uninstall cowardliness. I, Ptah Shakur, seek to shed light on the daily atrocities that are orchestrated by the elitists who seek control of you and I. I intend to promote love and light, education, and motivation For all those seeking to understand the current cosmic energies, which is now going through the planet, and even through us on a cellular level as well. I'm a dangerous man to these elitists, and for those who are willfully participating in their own energetic enslavement. To all my listeners, you all are eternal beings. You're eternal beings with forever being a fraction of eternity. You are powerful, love-like children of the divine creator. To all my star seeds, all my wanderers, all my angelic souls, I'm asking you all to unite in love. Enlighten love for yourself, which is the first unconditional love, is love for yourself. But also cast this love and light energy to those that are masquerading as your reflections, who are your fellow human beings, who are all just portions of us in a reflective manner. I would never hurt myself. I would never kill myself. I'm a happily married man. I love my life. I am a researcher, educator, and a youth advocate. I invite you all to get tuned in, tapped up, and turned on to this amazing energy that is actually going through this portion of space that we're currently living in. So like I said, that's my little brief introduction. My purpose is to act as a bridge to help explain some of the terminology, some of the experiences that we are all experiencing. And I say we all. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, you can make sure to, if you have a comment, you can please comment below. If you would like to call in, I would divert the conversation to help answer any type of questions or provide clarity for those who would need it. That call-in number is 717-846-5067. I believe it's going to be coming on the scroll. But this is really focused on making sure I kind of set the tone as far as what this show is going to be about. As you can see, we have very modest set design. I wanted to kind of start off really kind of organic, so you can see as this show starts to evolve along as I and we're all growing through this particular time, and we're evolving, which is the purpose of life, which is to go to other levels and to ascend. So like I said, I'm Ptah Shakur. This is a program that's every Monday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Stay tuned also on Wednesday for the Hour of Power, which is also from 8 to 9 p.m. However, just to kind of get into the meat of everything, like I said, if you want to call in, that's fine. But this is really, really impactful information that I'll kind of want to go into, particularly dealing with the split that is currently taking place. And you all may feel the energy. And before I kind of go into the split, let me keep my low. You'll see I'll be reading from my laptop. I got some prepared words and things. However, if we all would spend a moment and just reflect on what has been transpiring on this planet over the last couple years, even say a couple months, we've seen, and if anybody would care to, would go to Ptah Shakur on YouTube and actually go to the very first show that was posted there in January, and you will find that I made quite a few prognostications. I wouldn't call them predictions, because these things are not really hard to predict if you're actually in the know. We're living in that great and dreadful day of the Lord. It's great if you understand what's taking place, and it's dreadful if you don't. However, that particular show there in January, I shared a couple things. One, keep your eyes on the sky, and that's going to be continued. You're going to see some more things, UAPs, Chinese weather balloons, or whatever you want to call them. You're going to see quite a few of those. They're going to be increasing. The second thing that I shared was as far as weather phenomena. I shared earthquakes. There's a couple earthquakes that happened earlier in the year. The tremendous change of the weather flow pattern that we experienced over the winter time. I actually shared about that. Those heavy ice storms that was hitting North Texas, Carolina, somewhere around that area, because of that magnetic north is drooping down, because of the spinning of the center of the earth is slowing down, and then therefore it affects the electromagnetic field that we have on the planet. And so we're living in that change of time, which is the ice age. We're living in some really, really important times. So I shared that. The second thing is the weather phenomenon, which we got plenty more of that. If we understand, there's actually a hurricane affecting California, y'all. I need y'all to really listen to this. A hurricane coming up that particular portion. Now, I grew up, my father was a videographer for a local news company. So I grew up watching the news and kind of seeing like how the weather map and how the jet stream is acting. Everything is totally in disarray right now. However, I need everybody to rejoice in this disarray. In order to have life, unfortunately, you have to have death. And believe it or not, there are people who are clamoring in there. They can't wait for you to enter into a state of fearfulness. This fearfulness will pretty much sign your death certificate as far as energetically giving your energy away and giving your freedoms away to be controlled by other individuals. Trust and believe. We're going to get into that. Like I said, I had to read that disclaimer that I'm a happily married man. I'm a very happy individual. I never do anything to hurt myself or anyone else. This is all being expressed to you from out of love and light, which I believe we have a very, very wonderful experience on this planet. However, it's going to take some work. And so this is a call to arms for everybody who is able to pick up the frequency of what I'm sharing. I also will leave before I conclude the program. I'll share my email address and all my different contact information. I want to keep this conversation going because I'm not going anywhere. This particular situation that is affecting humanity isn't going anywhere. So moving forward. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So the third thing that I was mentioning is that it was going to be an uncovering of secrets which are going to be revealed. We had quite a few of them. We're in August right now. For anybody who don't know, this August 23rd, 2023. So in that span of time from January until August right now, we've had quite a few whistleblowers. And I'll go into some of those whistleblowing accounts. I need everybody to listen up to this. If you have, you want to go get a pad and paper and write this information down or even record this, watch it on replay, watch it until everything kind of sinks in, and then please let me know if you have any questions. So, yes, a lot of whistleblowing activities came out and shared about there being a deep state or a function of the American government which is completely oblivious to you and I. It's not taught into the school books, and even Congress is barely even aware of it. However, this is a place that actually sucks $2.2 trillion of American budget, which just goes unnoticed. But these individuals are being outed. We're going to hear some more about this sex trade, which behooves me or why anybody want to be involved with anything like that. But the dark underbelly is being exposed. We need that, y'all. We need the darkness to be exposed. You can't grow and move on with a new perspective and new vision if not everything is on the table. So this is on the table time. Like I said, get your popcorn, y'all. It's going to be very, very interesting. So then the last thing, the experience in this 2023 is more and more people questioning what it is that they have been, indoctrinated with. We find a lot of individuals who are looking to operate from off of this guy right here, your heart. And for those that don't know, scientists have discovered that there are particular specialized cells in the heart which actually activate and operate like cells in your brain. So scientists are getting really, really close to the conclusion that your heart actually is able to be a decision maker. And so this is the time where it's wrote about in the scripture. It says, believe none of what you see and half of what you hear. And that leads me to that. Anything that I say in these particular programs, please, you can call in, you can comment. I am an open book. I'll be willing to converse in an intelligent manner with anyone with this particular information. Like I said, my disclaimer at the very beginning kind of covers it. This information you hear may be blasphemous. It may trigger you. It may excite you. However, this is coming across with the frequency of truth, where we are living in truth. And I'm asking for anyone who is activated by this and can see the atrocities that's going around and see the freedoms being taken from us, that you call for the truth. I call for the truth for my ancestors. I call for the truth for my humankind. I call for the truth to make everyone's life a better place. So just really about that. Just want to do a little bit intro. Like I said, this is the Ptah Shakur Speaks program. That's going to be coming to you once a week on Mondays from 8 to 9. It's going to be put out to the WRC TV viewing area. It's going to be showing at different prescribed times. I'm going to get an information of when that is so I can present that to you all so you can set your calendars for that. Also, it's going to be on Facebook, and that's also going to be on Facebook Facebook and YouTube as well. So just kind of briefly going to go on into it. The topic for today is cosmic energies are here, and the third dimension and fifth dimensional split is coming. I'm going to explain a little bit more in detail what that actually means, but this can kind of give you a little bit of idea, this prepared statement that I have. So the split has begun, everybody. The massive split is happening between the third D and the fifth D. Everyone you know is affected by it. You might be married to them, might be a friend, might be your next door neighbor, family member, someone who thinks differently than you. They got different perspectives. They got different mentalities. And this video is designed to kind of help you out a little bit. So life isn't easy sometimes because we're around people that have different values. They see the world differently from us. Sometimes there's a clash of beliefs. This program is to here kind of be an open door. If anybody wants to come in and actually sit in this seat and we can dialogue back and forth, that's also a great opportunity there with the Hour of Power. Because with communication and conversation, this is how we bridge the gaps. We have to unite together at this particular time. And there's parties that do not want to have us unite. And they're actually playing on the fact of us being separate, because if you could separate us, divide and conquer is basically the idea. This particular shift, let me explain to this. First of all, this is designed to help you become your greater version of yourself. This is a shift that I believe they say it takes place every 22,000 years. So some of this information is kind of new for individuals, considering we could say recorded history is about 6,000 years old, which they say like the pyramids and the Sphinx and Giza, their way of dating things. I'm here to let you know that the information I'm sharing it supersedes the knowledge that what we were taught in school. No, those pyramids that are in Egypt and these other megalithic structures are way vastly older than what it is that we have been shoveled. The carbon dating process that we use is flawed. What I'm sharing with you all, everyone that hears the sound of my voice, is you are immensely powerful. There was a poem, I believe, that was on that Coach Carter movie. It said, "What are we afraid of the most?" What we're afraid of is not that we're insignificant or inferior. What we're afraid is that we're immensely powerful beyond our own cognition. And so, by being yourself and expressing yourself at this particular point in time, it will allow everybody else to express themselves. Now, how does that relate to what I'm sharing? What I'm sharing is that when you are operating in and of yourself, you are a unique portion of God. You are a niche person. You are part of the sun. You are a person who has powers to manifest. I have people come up to me constantly and say, okay, there's different books going on. There's the law, sharing about the law of how to manifest, law of attraction. And I'll be going into, hopefully I get a little bit of time, I can go into the laws and principles of creation. Anybody that goes on my YouTube page, I've already did a series about the laws and principles, but I'll be willing to kind of cover some of the bases with this particular program. However, you are immensely powerful, and you have been manifesting everything in your life. However, we've been not manifesting from the state of ignorance. We weren't taught this. When you were born as a human, you didn't come with an instruction manual, and we gave, particularly if you live in the hells of North America, we gave permission for the ones who actually never decided, well, they're coming around to it now, but initially, if you're African American, black or brown, you come to this particular planet. If you wasn't taught right, they wouldn't treat you right, they definitely wouldn't teach you right. So the American the education system is flawed, which is part of what we see about this ending of the old world and beginning of the new world is put into the Revelation. It said, "Behold, I see a new heaven and a new earth. For the old heaven and was passed away." So this is definitely on the brink of time. Those that are in the know, the elites that own 1% and actually want to own 99.9%, they are very, very aware of this, and they're doing their very best to make sure that you're unaware of this. So I take this particular opportunity. This is a treasured opportunity. I'm extremely blessed to be sitting here and sharing this bit of information with you while we still have time. But understand, if you're not already aware, there's a lot of hands moving behind the stage at this particular point in time, and my job is to kind of point out some of that. So, moving on, the split is here to cause you to be your greatest version. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And don't even fear itself. Because if we are in a state of fear, then we will be easily controlled energetically, and you can also be controlled physically. It's called kinesiology. If anyone want to do a little bit of record in that, I tell you, get your pen and paper ready. I'm going kind of fast here. Got about 40 more minutes to go. So kinesiology is the study of muscle testing, and muscle testing actually demonstrates the fact that how truth resonates through the cells of our body. It actually has a physiological difference. I've also gone into it at previous times in episodes speaking about the double slit theory. I know some of y'all might see, I want to hear some facts. I want to hear some truth. Double slit theory. Google that. What that shares is that you and I, we have the ability to affect the physical matter that's around you. Yes, I'm talking about the table, the chair, I'm talking about the refrigerator, even the TV that you're speaking on. But that I'm speaking to you that you're actually watching me on. You have an interaction or a relationship with that. And the double slit theory actually proves that. So now we got to be cognizant and intentional what it is that we are trying to manifest. And then we all can experience a wonderful time. So the split is began. It's going to help you restore, become the greatest version of yourself. Every single human being is going through this. Man, woman, and child. And let's speak about those children. Those young people that are walking the face of the earth, we need to respect them. They are some of the oldest souls in existence that are now reincarnated. Yes, I'm going to say that word. They are now incarnated in physical flesh at this particular time to initiate the transformation of this particular planet. They have been misguided, yes. The hooded youth we've let them down. My generation and generation before me, we've let them down. However, the buck stops here. The buck stops with me, and the buck stops with all of you all that I'm able to activate and actually inspire with these particular words. We need to take our youth. We need to put our arm around them. We need to show them love and compassion. We need to sacrifice for our youth, like the civil rights leaders sacrificed for us, knowing that the day that they would never see coming, but they still worked and fought, toiled tirelessly for that. And I'm calling on all those, if you're over the age of 40, I'm talking to you. We become comfortable. We become disenfranchised. We become separated. But now it's a beautiful day to unite in this particular energy. So you got different people. You got this side. You got people that are vaccinated. You got people that are unvaccinated. You got people that want to go wholeheartedly full speed ahead to this chat GPT. You got people that say, whoa, let's make sure we put parameters around this AI. And what is AI? And who's pushing AI? And why are they pushing AI? We need answers. We have a group of individuals that are about vaccines. We get some people that are for vaccines. They love them. The Pfizer and the whatever. And then you got other people that say, let's do some clinical trials. And we're calling upon, what records do the U.S. government and medical institution, what do you already have? What are you not sharing? We'll get into some of that in a little bit. You also got some people that are pro-trans. You got some people that are anti-trans. You got people that would love, that are actually focusing on changing their diet, changing their behaviors, becoming more mindful, not going forth with the drama and separating from their friends. And I tell you all at home right now that's listening, if your success team is not building success for you, then they are the non-success team. You can find the 5 people that you spend your most time around. Observe the 5 people you spend your most time around, and that'll show you your future, pretty much. So if you're in the house and you have everyone in your house is going crazy, everybody's eating this, eating that, and they're not vibing well with you, this information is for you. And I know it comes very, very hard when it's time to separate from certain individuals that you no longer are akin to. Just like I said, this energy is coming in, so you have a decision. Every man, woman, and child has a decision. That it's much like a floodwater is coming into your home. And some of you individuals that's on the beach areas, you may experience this, particularly if you're in California. You see those floodwaters that's rising. At some point, the intelligent individual will look to seek higher ground. You might have been comfortable there on the couch playing your PlayStation or whatever you were doing, but if self-preservation is your want, then you will make sure that you move accordingly to the time. You will find that there are some that are not willing to. That's fine. This is a freedom of choice. We all have a will, so we're not to judge anyone else. But it's just you. Just worry about your own self. Worry about what it is that you want to be involved in. If you haven't found your tribe, you can definitely get in contact with myself. I am not alone, not by far. I am actually supported by vast individuals that you do not see, which have a large playing for me to be in front of this particular forum and dispensing this information that I am. So the split is taking place. This is real, y'all. So there's people that want to work on themselves. There's people who's not really interested in working on themselves. There's people that share your enthusiasm and passion, whether it be changing your diet and opting for a more vegetarian style. I would just share this as a recommendation, y'all, but based off of this information I'm going to be going into about this whistleblowing account, that you start to kind of adjust your diet now before we get to the end of the year, because we have quite a bit of fireworks that's going to be coming as the end of the year. So fret not. Sometimes we outgrow people. We outgrow situations. We outgrow where we once was. But keep this in mind. Everyone that is on this planet right now has a role to play. You have individuals I call my star seeds, my light bringers. This is for you all. This information may hit you and you might have already turned the channel already. This might irritate you so much where you have the person that next to you is watching this program and you hear it. And it might vibe you. You might say, man, turn that off. It's a sign. If you have two individuals in your home and one individual is really appealing and actually entertained and inspired by what I'm sharing, and then the other individual isn't, that's fine. At least we're going to come with the cerebral approach and find out why is it that an individual is not in harmony with some of the information that I and individuals like me are sharing. Really come to the point of addressing what exactly is it that is rubbing someone the wrong way, so to speak, and what is untruthful. So I recommend anyone who wants to question me on anything that I'm sharing in a civilized manner, you can please call in. The call-in number is 717-846-5067. That's fine. If you don't call in, that's fine. This is not what this is for. The next hour of power, that would be an opportunity for you to kind of express what's going on. So first and foremost, you need to accept yourself unapologetically. We outgrow people, we outgrow situations, we outgrow environments. It doesn't mean that we disrespect that person that we left. It doesn't mean that we disrespect the city that we left or the job that we left. Just know that if you have a purpose to play in this particular game, then you will play that game. You will play that role. What I mean by that, I did an analogy with my son one time. And then I get back on topic. We were walking down the street, and I had my hands on his back, and we was walking at the same rate of speed, which I was sharing. This is how the universe works when you're moving in accord to your purpose. However, I shared with my son to stop moving his feet, so he immediately stopped moving his feet. But I kept moving my hands to the point where I shared for him to resist. So he tried his best to resist, and I just kept pushing, and that was us walking down the street with him being pushed aggressively. That is much analogy of what's going on at this particular time. If you have a role to play, the angels are real. They'll come and they'll whisper something to you. Hey, little thoughts that hit your head. Why don't you try putting in for this particular job position? Or why don't you upgrade this particular position? Maybe a little thought. Maybe you might want to leave this individual. Give them a little bit of time. May leave this job. May leave this employer. May leave this state. You don't even know where you're going to go. I hear so many stories of people just are activated. This one lady just moved to Mexico. She's a black woman. Just moved to Mexico because she loved the energy there. I support her. Follow your heart. That'll lead you where you need to be. Why is that? Is because when you answer to this particular portion of your heart, you will make sure that you align yourself with the path of purpose that you're supposed to be on. Not everybody's going to be going there with you. Your best friend, sometimes, like it says, I believe it says it in the scripture. It says, when this time of the harvest, I believe it was called, it said one was taken, one was in the field, one was in the bed, This is the time that we're living in. We're actually living in that revelation period where it speaks about this new heaven and new earth. This is where we're at right now. So remember, you are an all-powerful spiritual being living in a physical experience. You are not a physical being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being. Part of you is actually in your flesh right now. The other part of you is so powerful that it can't even come into this third dimensional matrix that is set up. This matrix is set up that even when you go to sleep, I told you you're interdimensional beings. When you go to sleep, you're able to access the broader part of yourself. And so you experience many things. People have, I'm getting a lot of, particularly young people, noticing things. They've been having amazing dreams. They've been noticing repeating numbers, things moving out the side of their eyes, ringing in their ears, lasting for periods of time, coming right to left. These are all signs that you're activating, you're actually waking up. So when you are asleep and you're having these wonderful experiences of connectiveness, which everything is connected, which is the first law and principle of creation, which is called the law of divine oneness, which is profound. Hopefully I can get into that before we leave up out of here. However, just know without a shadow of a doubt that you are a portion of the Creator. You are the ocean in the drop. You're not a drop in the ocean. And anyone that wants to share information to belittle you or share anything less than that is just trying to get you involved in the illusion of separation. So you're an all-powerful spiritual being living in a physical experience. You have to accept yourself to the point of saying, hey, this is me. Take it or leave it, family. I'm changing my hairstyle. I'm changing. Be on your weirdo. Be your authentic self. I share with people that people think that the opposite of success is failure. That's not it. Failure leads to success. The opposite of success is conformity. Conformity is when you take yourself and you conform to the energy that's around you. And that's pretty much what takes place in day-to-day American life. You're taught to, first of all, when you're born, you have a vast imagination, wonderful imagination, which would then taught the rigors of the world is to get rid of that affirmation. No, we need to get back to that imagination. That is the key to manifesting, is your ability to project, your ability to picture things in your mind. Those that are actually acquiring quite a bit of wealth, they know this information. They know about the mindfulness and meditation. They know about the law of attraction. They know about having something in your mind. There's a lot of different books going on. You can journal. There's a lot of different ways you can access and utilize the laws of principle of creation for your betterment. However, we have not been told it. I have it right here. We're going to go into it in a little bit. So just keep in mind that you're all powerful individuals. Tell people you accept me or leave it alone. What's the worst that they can do? Are they going to back talk? They're going to talk bad about you. There may be individuals may pull a guilt complex on you. Like, hey man, if you really care about me, you would not listen to your own heart. You would not listen to the angels speaking to you. Oh, and that's the last thing that I was telling you about. If you don't listen, if you don't move into the point where you need to go into, then there's something called chaos. Chaos is a experience that causes us a little bit more of a traumatic experience to cause us to recognize what it is that we need to go into, whether it be a car accident, car breakdown. Ask yourself a question. If you feel like you're in a rut, your relationships is failing, your car is breaking down, there seems to be drama at every turn, it's time to really reflect and go inwardly. And this is what those in power won't want you to do. They constantly want you to kind of pray and actually focus your attention outside of self. Well, all religious scriptures, if you go deep into them, they share with you to tap the temple of God that's within. It's the divine that's within that needs to be expressed at this particular time. So tell people, hey, accept me or leave it alone. Remind them that every tub sits on the own bottom. I'm Ptah Shakur. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to share the absolute facts. I'm sharing what needs to be shared at this particular time. It's cool. You can take it. You can accept it or leave it alone. That's fine. If you actually watching this particular video, you are in a process of awakening. If you watch this for more than 5 or 6 minutes, there's something about what I'm sharing, and it's the frequency of what I'm sharing. Even if it's not understood by the cognitive mind. And we have to understand this. And I got to go into this. This is what's good about this introductionary show. Before any other visitors, any calling, I'm trying to get some real stuff across to you. The idea is that we think that we're just one being. Oh, I'm me. I'm Ptah Shakur. That's this person. That's this person. What we need to understand is that we have two, at times, conflicting consciousness that is actually inside of our own personage right now. And what I mean by that is that we have what's called the body consciousness, which is the wonderful instrument. And we really need to be appreciative, you all. Really, really humble. And just the fact that if you're alive, breathing, appreciate the body that you've got. This marvelous design that we have has its own consciousness built into it. What I mean is you find people that are sleepwalking. They'll sleepwalk. They'll walk long distance time. Some people can hop in cars and drive. Their conscious mind didn't approve any of that. Didn't sign off on any of that. But here they go, driving down the street, walking over here, doing this, doing that. And even about your physical body. While you're sitting there listening to this program, are you breathing? Or is your body breathing for you? You feel what I'm saying? So just the understanding that consciousness that is put in our body from the beginning of human development was designed to keep us safe. However, at this particular time, we don't have to worry about wild wildebeest chasing us down the street and things of that nature. So we need to really kind of access what we call our mind or our consciousness and actually direct our body where it needs to go. You'll find some individuals, particularly living in the United States of America, the most obese capital in the world, that our bodies have gotten used to just eating 3 meals a day. You don't need 3 meals a day. You really don't. However, once you begin to start to bring certain things into your body, then your body becomes used to it. Then it becomes comfortable. And then try to change it. See if your body consciousness will let you to change. I shared this to young individuals that actually participate in what's called a mental toughness. And I believe Brother Sharif and other individuals in the city, they actually participate in this mental toughness and actually speaking to the youth. I do as well. And try to bring some jewels and inspiration to these young people. And so I share this with them, that for mental toughness, they have to wake up early in the morning. And they have to come with sweats and t-shirts, and they're going to have to do some push-ups, sit-ups, as well as having individuals come in time to time and sharing powerful knowledge with them. However, I share with them that you was up all night playing Call of Duty to 4 or 5 in the morning, drinking Red Bulls and smoking whatever. Now, when they enter that particular situation, they're looking to get their diploma and looking to really mold a really successful portion of their lives. They have a fight. A serious fight. The only enemy you're ever going to see is he that is in me. You have your own personal devil, so to speak. I remember cartoons you just had back in the day. I had an angel on one side, devil on the other side. However, this is very key to understand this. That when it comes time to evolve, like I said, chaos is coming if we don't evolve. On an individual level, even on a microcosmic level. When that time comes for us to evolve, if we don't, we're going to have to deal with the results of that. But if those who decide to, you're going to have a fight on your hands. You're going to have a fight with your own physical body. And to put this to the test, anybody who is feeling kind of lethargic or their energy is low or they're feeling in a rut, I implore you, by tomorrow when the sun rises, go for a walk. Something as simple as going through a walk, going through a physical motion of walking. When you're not used to walking, you put your body consciousness on notice. Your body consciousness, first of all, you're going to say, yeah. Matter of fact, they got something called a 4 a.m. club. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Go for a walk. That'll be a clear sign to let your body consciousness know there's a new sheriff in town. And it's called your mind. And you can actually intentionally produce the life that you want. So what you'll find, like I said, you 4 o'clock in the morning, that alarm go off. Are you going to hit the snooze? You're going to stay back in the bed. All right, so now you got up. So now you're getting dressed. Are you going to put your sneakers on? You're going to actually go out the door? Or your body consciousness is going to tell you to sit your butt back down. Now, I remind you, this is not time to be mad at yourself. I don't want anybody to have a discordant energy and just being setting goals and then failing in those goals because we listen to that body consciousness. Understand your body consciousness is just put there to make you feel safe, almost like a protective mother. It doesn't want you to experience hardships, seemingly. So if you're a young person, I implore you, go ahead and sign up for that manager position at your job. When you're in school and you don't raise your hand to participate, raise your hand. Answer the question. At least try to. To fear failure is even worse. Failure, like I said, is part of success. So anybody that believes that they're going to enter into any new portion in your life, any new diet, any new business opportunity, any new employment opportunity, and not experience failure, you're kidding yourself. Just already start calculating that in. Oh, I'm going to fail today. Look, I got failure for you already. This is the set that I have right now. This is not the set where it's going to be. However, as I grow and evolve this show, you shall see the example of what it takes to where you actually move forward in evolution. So you are an incredibly powerful being. Being free is your birthright, y'all. And I got about 20 minutes to go, so I'm just going to kind of just jump into it. Being free is your birthright. Unfortunately, we got individuals who do not believe the same thing as us. And so I need everybody to be very, very discerning about all the information that is coming to you. Information that I'm sharing with you. A wise man loves to be reproved. If I'm saying something wrong, please correct me. Your news agencies, if you're going to get news, try to get a printed news. You get a little bit more news rather than the 10 to 12 news selections that is selected for us between that NBC nightly news, that 30-minute time frame. Don't let your perspective of life revolve around that 30 minutes of edited, prescribed bits of knowledge, because it's going to scare the hell out of you. I don't know if I can say hell on TV, but it's going to scare you. And we're not for that. Just kind of. Oh, we have a caller, so I'm gonna go ahead and postpone what I'm sharing right now. Yes, this is Ptah Shakur. You're on Ptah Shakur Speaks TV show. Man, who's speaking?
It's Jason Natali, J Nat.
J Nat, big dog. What's going on?
How you doing, man? I just enjoying the show. I know you're really well spoken, man. I just wanted to add a little bit to the conversation. We were supposed to link up, and how life goes. A lot of time we get up and we can make all the plans in the world, and then we end up going in a whole different direction.
Facts.
So I'm just enjoying everything you're talking about, and I just wanted to add to it, man, because I know once we get to talking, it's gonna be good.
For sure.
So I definitely been trying to hook up with you. I know you had your situation, and reason why we couldn't link up, but we know that when things do happen in this time, it's meant for that time.
Absolutely, it's divine.
So we could talk about whatever. So look, I could go, on that, but if you want to still add on to the what you were talking about, freedom.
Yes, sir.
You were just talking about freedom, right? So
yeah, your birthright. Yeah, being birthright is your being free is your birthright. Correct. Yes, sir.
Yes. So the birthright, and okay, so we saying the birthright, we talking about being born, and basically, when I think about life, it's crazy because I most definitely was raised in the Word, and I'm from the streets, but I'm like the best of both worlds. So my mom, she taught me, and it's just like it's in my heart to just carry on what she taught me. So being born, it's wild because a lot of people's like, well, we know we come from man and woman, but the thing is, through sexual intercourse, of course, and we know all that, but it's kind of like saying, well, where we come from, right?
Yes, sir.
It's the only thing that does make sense, and what Mama taught me, of course, was God. But the reason why the higher being makes all the sense is because it's going to be, the burden of proof is going to be for those who don't believe to prove that he don't exist.
Yes, sir.
which is going to be like the hardest thing ever, because I believe he exists because if we just could say that basically it's kind of like if there was nothing before, and I try to keep it simple. If there was nothing before, there'll be nothing now. That's the only thing that really makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because how do you get something from nothing? So we're going to keep it real simple for people who don't want to get too deep. I'll keep it simple. When you talk about life, okay, so where did we come from? No, I can't really tell you exactly where we came from, but life shows that there's a creator. So the thing is, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. The thing is, we know we're here now. We know we came from man and woman. You know, they said that the Most High created man and woman. We know about Adam and Eve and all that, and how we came about. We're the descendants of those people. But it was like an angelic bloodline at first. They say he made us in his bloodline, right? But okay, so not to get too deep far into that, but let's just say, okay, we know we're here, right?
Right.
If you know you're here, right, and you came from mom and dad, but you know you didn't exist at one time, and you did come from daddy's testes. Pardon my French.
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, we're here now, and we know we came from mom and dad, but we know we didn't exist. So while we're here, how could you ever let anybody convince you that there's nothing afterwards?
I got you. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. So if we've got to admit that there is a creator, because there's nothing that really makes any other sense. Really keep it simple.
Yes, sir.
Something so beautiful as this world cannot come from nothing.
Right.
Because you're something, just like you keep on saying, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you have, when you be saying that, it's very true. And so this is where my science, not science, but where my heart is really lying in the fact that if you could prove that there ain't no being, or we came from nothing, which really doesn't make no sense. Because even the Big Bang Theory, right, if they say the Big Bang Theory, and it's a theory, that's why they say it's a theory.
Yes, sir.
Is that, okay, well, what caused the bang?
You can say some good stuff, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Something had to cause the bang. And then, so you say that there was like a planet rock. That planet rock, it rained on the rock, and then it became like an ocean, and then single cell organisms eventually turned into the life we know. Close the door. So this is the reason why, like, a lot of time, I'm not gonna say that I know all things, but I know there's certain things that's only common sense. Because even when you think about it, right? So they're gonna say meditation. You say, okay, so let's meditate, right? And then they're gonna say, think about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to do too, because we're something.
Exactly.
Even in my mind, the word nothing is something. You know, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. If everything comes from that, but being free and being born, right? We're coming from our designer, and that's what I know in my heart. I can't convince other people, but this is sort of my theory, I guess. Let's just say that.
I got
right?
You. Yes, sir.
And this is the reason why, if there was a creator, he created us to be a certain way, to live a certain way. You know,
right.
And we could go however we want to go about it, but I just want to build with you, and whatever questions you might have for me, we could go back and forth, Ptah.
Absolutely. Appreciate you for calling in and sharing a bit of wisdom and knowledge. But yeah, I concur. Yeah, there is just definitely a creator for those who, you know, do not resonate with that. And now I'm gonna go ahead and relinquish the line because I'm gonna wrap it up in a little bit. But yeah, you definitely can call in. I'm gonna see about getting you in on Wednesday too. But peace, bro. I'm gonna talk to you later on. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
All right, peace.
Definitely.
But yeah, just to concur with the bro was saying, yeah, I definitely concur with that idea of there definitely being a creator, and that you and I are portions. We have portions of the creator inside of us, and that's how we have to all come to the point of really understanding the true impact that we have on this planet and through energy all throughout this the universe. Believe it or not, and this went to a program that I was talking about a couple weeks ago in relations to the laws and principles of the universe, is how the law of vibration actually works. Like, and you get different books and talks about the method or the secret as far as how you can bring in these blessings. There's a particular woman that's on YouTube. She's really amazing. You can kind of check this out. She's won so many lottery, scratch off. She just seems to be the luckiest person alive. We talk about luck. And she basically shares it's not about luck. It's a certain frequency that you could put out into the universe. And yes, I'm saying you have ability to affect not just your immediately confines, but thought is the most powerful thing in the universe. And when we actually have a thought that we project out, it has no bounds. It has no limits. And this is what is expressed in quantum theory. And yes, we're going to go into all that. I know when I shared as far as the list of topics that this TV show is going to be going into, quantum theory is one of them. Well, I did make a shared about the double slit theory. So even in quantum theory, I'm sharing with you that when you put a particular thought out, it does not stop. It goes to the ends of space. And so what it is that we're basically a torus field of energy, and we can magnetically attract whatever it is that we want. Now, some people might just be calling me right now saying that's BS. But then I asked you, have you tried it? And or does this take place when you say, you know what, I want to have anybody could just sit in the room and say, I want to have a big house. I want to have a big house and a car and do. Simple, pimple. However, the part that is missing, and it's not shared in some of these books as far as what the secret is, you have to be at a certain frequency level. My queen and I was on this particular program. We actually had a graph that shows about the calibrated level of consciousness. Starting at the very low would be sadness, depression. You would move up to anger. Then you would move up to what's called neutrality. Well, it is what it is. It has no negative connotation. It has no positive connotation. Then you move up into love, joy, peace, and infinite knowledge. When you're up in that higher echelon of appreciation, the fastest way you can get from 0 up to 100 is by appreciating where you're at. Being very, very humble on what you have and asking very earnestly. I'm not even saying asking. You deserve what it is that you have inside your mind. You deserve to have that magnetically pulled to you. You don't have to ask anyone else. You don't have to go through a special procedure, special seance or rituals and things of that nature. All it takes is to have two things. The law of attraction. Have clearly in your mind what you want. If you want a particular house, then you got to visualize that. The power of your imagination, like I said, is that power has been taken away from us. They're trying to strip us of our magic. However, number one, clearly have a defined what you want. If you want a car, what color car? What color seats? How many doors? How many windows? Be specific. The universe responds off of specificness, not randomness. You put out randomness, you get randomness. You be very, very specific that you want, number one. Number two, tie your emotions into whatever you're experiencing. Your emotions are very, very powerful. What I mean by that is, how does it feel when you have that red Corvette with a tan leather interior in the sunroof? How does it feel when the wind is blowing against my bald head? How does it feel going against my beard? What's the smell? When you want your house, you want a house by the ocean, how does it sound when your shoes are walking across the floor? Is it a high pitch? Is it a squeak? Is it a thud? What's the smell when you open your windows? Do you smell the sea salt? Can you hear the seagulls? These are all different things to tie in. Like I said, know exactly what you want. Have your tie your emotions to it. And 3, be appreciative for what you have right now. I'm telling you, it's guaranteed you will attract and pull whatever it is that you desire into your life, because we are all torus fields and you have powers way beyond than you can ever experience. So some people might question me on that. And I'll get back to this information, and we'll do laws and principles at another time. However, like I said, you're very, very powerful individuals. You are a portion of God. God is looking at you. We are the dreams of the universe. So act like it. Imagination. Imagine God is existing in a state of observation, sitting in a point of space and just looking out on physical creation, because this physical world acts with different laws and principles than the non-physical world. But in this physical world, there's laws and principles you got to abide by. So this God is looking at us. And we are all extensions. Much like an octopus has many tentacles. You have a tentacle that's over here about a rock. You might have a tentacle that's strangling a shark or something. Each one of those are experiencing these sensitive, your senses, your smelling, your breathing, your tasting, your touching. All that information gets downloaded. And when you go to sleep at night, you download that information to the source of information, because God doesn't have to come out and experience things. We are doing it in God's place, and that information is going back. So enjoy your life. Live your life to the fullest. Who wants to live the life to the least? And believe it or not, like I said, I'm going to kind of wrap up with this because this is the most controversial thing that I am going to have to say with this, because this split is taking place. And in the Matrix, you have people that might tell you to shut up and be quiet. No, we have to fight for our right to be free at this particular time. Not everybody you lose is a loss. Unconditional love starts with yourself. We have so many pressures that's on us, societal pressures from our religious institutions, pressures from our families. It's time to break away from all of that and just operate purely from the heart. And the reason why I'm sharing that, and the reason why I started this particular broadcast and this show, my particular show back in January, and I've been assisting with the Hour of Power, and now this is the inaugural show that I'm here, Ptah Shakur Speaks, is to let you know, believe it or not, there's information that has came down and shared through certain TSA. And I'm going to make a call for all my TSA individuals. When you find this information, would you stand for the truth? All my military soldiers, when you find this information I'm about to say true, will you stand for the truth? All the postal individuals that actually, when you find out the information, will you stand for the truth? What's going to be taking place? There will be another shutdown COVID procedure that is in the works. It's actually in the plans. Believe it or not, it actually surfaced, and I believe it's, I don't have the name of it right now, but it's a number. I go way into it in another program. I just want to make sure I get this out right now. Please go to Ptah Shakur on my YouTube channel. I'll be going into that really, really extensively. But long story short, there is another variant that is experienced there in, it started in Israel, I believe. And it's in portions of Canada, some portions of the United States right now. Which I find really, really interesting is that if you go back a couple years ago, that Israel was reported to have this most significant drop in COVID symptoms because of this vaccines or jabs, as whoever wants to call it, because of how it was rolled out in so much force there in Israel, that it had tremendous increase of health not that long ago. Now, the actual essence or origin of this new strain is from Israel. And anybody, please fact check me on that one. I do my research. Like I said, I'm a researcher. I'm not an individual that takes TikTok information and actually go run with it. I'm actually a TikTok checker. And so there are preparations already being made to bring back masks, bring back COVID procedures as early as this holidays of this year. Even without the the World Health Organization, the WHO, they haven't shared anything. They haven't activated anything. But there's individuals that's already planning for this. There's different insiders that have already shared this a bit of information. So I say all that to say, be very mindful and aware of what is being presented to us in the form of facts and truths. But there's a lot of different false flags. We're going to talk about Maui. I'm just going to say this because I don't have too long to go on this particular program. Do your research on Maui. See exactly what happened. See where all this is going. All of this is a plan, and the end game is almost upon us. So if this information, if it does something for you, if it excites you, if you want to know some more, this will be the Ptah Shakur Speaks shows coming up every Monday from 8 to 9. I got individuals like the bro that called in, other individuals that I'll be speaking to, and I know y'all listening. This is freedom time. This is the most gorgeous, wonderful time to be alive. This is the time that was written about in all the scriptures and all the scrolls, as far as the return of the Mahdi, return of the Christ consciousness. We got to understand what that means. Jesus isn't coming. Christ is. Jesus was able, divine, beautiful personage of Jesus, was able to access this particular high consciousness, high vibe information and knowledge. And he even said in the Bible, says, greater work shall ye do. You are the ye he was speaking about. And we are at the time that is spoken about. So, like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. I'm going to continue on with the third dimensional 3 to 5D split. When I say D, it stands for dimension. And no, I'm not talking dimension like you see in the movies, where you go to some alternate space and time and you look around and the stars is different. No. Dimension is just dealing with a level of awareness. For instance, your body, you think that you're just one particular being. If you really look at, you have trillions and trillions of cells that are communicating, that are acting, that are moving in motion, that are have all different roles. That is what you're comprised of. So if you imagine, if you can tap into a state of awareness and understand, what is your liver cells doing right now? What's your skin cells doing right now? What's your white blood cells doing right now? That level of awareness of what existed already here can kind of give you an idea when it shares about the fifth dimension. And in that fifth dimension, this information is already shared. Bro shared about the Big Bang, the origins. I'm well versed in that. We can go into that as well. Thank you. And like I said, the myriad of questions can come from anywhere. I'm putting myself as an open book, but yes, I will do have plans to have episodes speaking about these different dimensions, speaking about the origins of this planet, origins of this universe, the origins of everything. This is what I'm saying. I'm sharing with you. I'm Ptah Shakur. I'm an individual who is very, very happy and blessed to be in this particular situation, to share the laws and principles and knowledge and wisdom and understanding that I've accomplished and acquired. And I will have other individuals on the show as well that actually are looking to present this information. The truth is here. It is not something to just be confused about, whereas hey, nobody knows where we came from. Yes, we can go into where we came from, and we'll do that on no other episode. So like I said, how much time we got, bro? Oh, we went on. So for everybody who's listening on Facebook right now, please like, subscribe, share this with information with people that you love. Stand on the right side of humanity. We have others that were looking to take humanity and just use us for whatever their purposes is. And there's other individuals like myself that is having none of that. And we are growing in number, and we shall achieve, and we shall rule the day. Because the plans of these elitists, these 1% is becoming more and more aware, and more evident. The more we operate in fear, the more they have free reign over us. Fear is not in my vocabulary, and I recommend that others awaken to that as well. So like I said, it's Ptah Shakur. We're going to conclude. Make sure you tune in for the Hour of Power coming up on Wednesday at 8 p.m. with myself and Peace Elohim King. We're going to share some updates as well, some different guests that we're looking to kind of have on coming the beginning of September. But for everybody, all my YouTube subscribers, I think I'm at 54 right now. We want to make sure, share this with the people that you love. And like I said, it's going out to Facebook. Make sure you drop a comment. If you'd like to, you can email me at ptahshakur@gmail.com. Anyone that hears this information that's outside of the viewing area, if you would like, I'm willing to travel. I will be starting a little fun situation to help assist with the funds to travel. You want to send a plane? You want to send a car? Send it. I'll show up wherever, whenever, and dispense this information with whomever is in attendance. So like I said, this is Ptah Shakur. Love and light to you all. I asked you all to unite in love for yourself, as well as love for your reflections that are masquerading around in physical flesh as your fellow human beings, and seek your heaven on earth. And I promise you, you will find your God within. And then when you find your God within, I'm asking everyone to make sure we do what we can to create that heaven here on earth. This is Ptah Shakur heading out. Love and light to you all.